Good evening, folks. It's 2020 on the second day, 6th month, 2022. And that's a lot of deuces again. I hope you can hear me okay. Adjust my mic here. You guys got a major winter event about to unfold across Australia over the next week. And I've been waiting to confirm this. I kind of mentioned it a few times. So I'm going to go through it now. Why? Because this is how I roll. Right, here we are today. My time is currently at 8 o'clock at night, so here you go. Nene. Gonna roll tape. As you can see coming through here, Adelaide, you got some storms coming through, but I told you that was coming. You got a lot of chem out here, which I'll show you. You have a major beam, because I'm not understanding still why they said this wasn't getting accumulation of rain, and I see it, right? But if I look here, right, you see there's all this rain's coming, right? But when I look at the accumulation levels over the next 24 hours or so, yeah, I ain't seeing nothing. And I'm seeing actually nothing in here. And it's making very little sense to me because all this should actually be raining by the next 3 days. I'm not agreeing with this total at all, which you often hear me say. Okay? Right? So we're going to go right back over to the rain and thunder. As you can see, it's raining here. You can see there's some accumulation, right? Every 3 hours, that's going on. So I'm going to roll it. And some rather heavy stuff's coming through, and it's dissipating as it got to the mountain break. And it says you're getting nothing. So there's an oddness. So I said, right, has there been a beam? Because there'd have to be a beam, and they'd have to have it now. Like to affect the weather that soon, they'd have to have a beam. And boy, is there a big one. See that timestamp right there? See that big ass beam? That's a big one. And where is it pointing? It's pointing straight here, where there's a really big ESCAT radar there, down this way. So I'll blame it. Look how many hours it's gone on. 14, 15, 16. I know it's jumping, but that's where it's still ongoing actually. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's about 12 jumps. You can just start to see the nucleation here. 12 jumps, right? So add 12 to that. Puts it at 1700. It's half a day of being blasted. See the beam? That's the only way you're keeping that area without a rain accumulation, and that it, by definition, is geoengineering. Bzzz, getting fried, Straya style. So you can see you have a beaming event. Space weather as of yesterday wasn't a factor, but I'll give you a quick peek. Clean and green, clean and green. Okay, there's your space weather. It's not a factor. Not a factor. That's quake maker. So all these people up here in Indonesia, not good. Not good at all for Papua. Not good for these islands out here. Not good for Mother Earth for us to be playing with these natural systems. So right, and it looks like you weekend warriors are getting you're getting some more weather that's not pleasant for your Friday. And as we get in a few days from now, you're going to watch this cold air work in from the bite with the moisture that's already in place. And you got the recipe for a major snow event with wind. And I'm talking wind, big wind. As this comes ashore here on Saturday, my time, which will be Sunday, your time. Yeah. See, at about 7 o'clock in the morning, your time, 8 o'clock. Adelaide, you'll be impacted. See, as it comes ashore. It's coming over quick. And with these winds, right? With these winds you're going to see, we have to keep an eye on the tide tables here along these shorelines. Yeah? Up in these bays. Especially along through in here. Because the risk of flooding and storm surges from which is a bubble of water that actually will come ashore with the pressure and the winds and such is high. So know your tide tables, know your location, know your emergency routes. Okay? I'm going to continue on now. Go back with the rain and thunder as Tassie gets it, Melbourne gets it, and then I'll go on to the storms that are going to come up here. Because Broome, guess what? They're sweeping you out again. See, there's some very heavy rains through here, and they're lasting for a few hours, right? So you can expect some accumulations through here, and at that point, it might even be snow. It'll be close. All it takes is a little drop in temperature or wind to change the dynamics of that for sure. If they're saying you guys are going to get some snow, and it's not just a little bit, over 10 days, I mean, come on. That's a lot. That's inches. That's going to make driving through this area here extremely dangerous. So know that and keep that in mind. And with the wind gusts going this high through this area on that day, this is an extremely dangerous driving event. So plan to not be going that way. They don't want you to get here, that's for sure. I don't see a safe way in. Even that 27 knot wind gusts, that's enough to topple a trailer. It's enough to topple your camper. It's very dangerous through here that day. See this? This is dangerous. Dangerous winds. And it's going to cause some coastal flooding and erosion problems. Know this. That's why I took the time tonight to do this video. I really didn't see a huge amount of stuff to show you all tonight. Your current radar of this area is about as boring as it gets. I don't want to see any more about the Queen's Jubilee. It's wonderful. She's having a party. Great. The world goes on. Right? No nuncy here. I sweat sometimes. Right, I'm going to now keep going. I'm going to roll this out now till you can see kind of what's coming over the next 5 days, according to the weather plan, of which I'm pretty much in agreement with other than the amounts. And I'll always call a chemical trail a chemical trail. And anybody that tries to keep the language of this community of what we're trying to fight should just not tell me what to do and do it their own way, and I won't tell them what to do. Got that, Dave Brooks? Disruptor of one of my talks in UK? Yeah, I'll never forget what you knocking over David Peace One Love's camera. That's a sweet dude, man. I couldn't believe you did that to him. Look at the snows here. They're projecting now for the Canberra in these mountainous regions. Right? It doesn't seem like much. Get that stuff blowing around. You got a recipe for road disasters. That's actually kind of good to see that it's so low. I'll be expecting it to get higher, actually. Oh, it hit higher the day before. So when it gets to nighttime is when you're going to have the biggest problems. Look at how many days of this you got going on. This is many days of snow accumulations up in these mountains. Look like it didn't tapering off at all. Not at all. It's going to be good for your ski resorts. Who owns those? Well, if anybody's into that, there'll be some fun to be had up there. -1. That's bitter cold. You know, that's not conducive to camping out for your freedom, so dress warm. Okay? Dress warm. Don't be thwarted. You know, no matter what the temperature is, we got to keep the heat on. Right? Tamworth, you look like you're getting some as well. Your snow event is rather extended. Now, look over here. Coming ashore. Again, this is round 2 for you guys. And you're going to cop it again. There's no way around that. You're absolutely, and it's going to come quick. You get nothing for 5 days. If you got plenty of time to plan, prepare, do what you need to do, then whammo! And you got a lot just sitting here. That's a big band. That's nearly a half a meter of rain sitting off the coast here that you're going to need to be well aware of. Okay? We have to be the aware wolves. and howl when we need to, but never cry wolf. Okay? That's so important. That band of rain continues as the pressure battle stays pretty much the same as yesterday's when I showed you, right? You got an impossible storm happening here. You got a sideways pressure pump between the lows here, right? So the suction's coming this way. Around the corner. And bringing up all the loveliness coming in is this bastard right here. You'll see, get it better around here. Right as this comes ashore, this low in here is actually down here. It's just kicking up this trough. It's all being done with the pressure squeeze. Everything is coming in right now. The low forms very suddenly, right? It ain't there, and then she's up. So they must be having a hell of a pressure drop here on the right for it to pull. This has to move, and until that moved, it couldn't go. Now she comes. Here she comes, and she's coming quick. That's got a lot of forward momentum. Now this thing will be spinning in this direction. So as it's moving this way, the winds on this side of whatever the center you call this eye, whatever, is going to be faster winds. It's going to be harsher winds and much more dangerous situation because you take the forward momentum, let's say it's 5 miles an hour this direction, and you will add it to the winds on this side, yeah? And you'll actually subtract it from the winds on this side to know you're peaking less wind. So it's on this hemisphere. It's always going to be this side of the eye that's doing it. And that's very bad because as it's coming in, it's slinging and it's got momentum on its side. And that's a serious pressure drop from the high that it had. But it's not a super low. Super low would be in the 970s for a winter storm, down in the 960s. Then you really be seeing a major, major winter storm. But this here is just enough to keep the circulation going. Just enough to keep this trough of chem and shit coming up and in. Up and in. Up and in. Up and in. And here she is now. Right down here. Right? It ain't formed yet. It's going to go very suddenly. Look at the square of energies that have been put in place here. Right? That's just going to be a different time of day and a different satellite filter that took that picture. Pay it no mind for the coloring of it. I often see that in wintertime and depending upon which hemisphere is facing away and what time of day. Look at the heavy chem in the edge of this cloud mass here. See it? See the tendrils of chemtrails? Chemical trails in the sky that I proved on that document yesterday? Yeah, and if you missed that, go on my wall and look. It's also on my YouTube. I wasted no time at all. Do a quick check, see if this is running. We are running. That's a good thing. So right, let's have a view now of the oh my God, horrendous amount of chem I was seeing over your country today. You know, this area that's going to be impacted by the snows. Let's look here first. Does the mix look different here than it looks up in the tropics? It absolutely does. This is where you start running into what's known as an ice nucleating bacteria. And it's produced in Sweden and it's been sprayed around the planet for a very long time. Got chemtrail here, EMF plasma induced clouds here. Bzzz, getting fried. Big shadow from this chem over here. I'd hate to think that's a black chemtrail of some of that Konica carbon black. But you know, the stuff we pick up in samples and even in our bloods is only explainable from the environment that we live in. And when it's stuff that doesn't exist naturally on planet Earth, then we have to clearly blame manufacturing for things. Look at how much this chemtrail spread out and took your sunshine today. Look at these magnetic particulates streaming out, seeking ground. They stole your sunshine. Isn't that horrendous? Braidwood. Buddha Wang. We're all having a big wang put up on us today. Look at these fucking chem bomb plumes here near the Wollongong. Boom, 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 went your plumes. What the hell is it? Happy New Year? You celebrating a jubilee in the sky up here by killing things? Sacrificing stuff in the name of the Queen? It doesn't sound too cool, does it? Situation normal, all fucked up. Just a great big old snafu of chem bombs. Chem bombs fucking suck. They absolutely do. And here's what's going on right this minute is not as exciting as that picture was a moment ago. Why it's on the day night, I don't know. Let's get rid of some of that crap. It's bothering me. Absolutely horrendous. So while that's all doing the loadings, I'll do a little more. So look at that beam. Right? Look at this V shape here. Zoom back in this cloud mass right here. See that V? Look how this beam enucleated the condensates of clouds different. You see, it's plain as day. I'll do it back and forth. Here. Here. See the line? To zoom back sometimes to see things, we have to confront geoengineering squarely in the face. Come on, people. That's geoengineering. These are chemtrails above you. These are microwave-induced clouds here. This is nothing but a super shit show brewing up a horrendous storm for people, taking away your freedom of movement by the very nature of plausible deniability. They can't do that. Doesn't change the fact that they just did this over Wagga Wagga and Griffith and chemtrails over Cobram. And Wangaratta is looking rotten over the top to you. And I've got to say, as I normally would have to say, chem bombs fucking suck. They're ruining everything that's going on over your weather today. They took away. And is this a clear image from your Bureau of Morons? No. This is an unacceptable satellite image. Take their funding away if they ain't going to show you even a picture of a cloud that I could go somewhere else and get. Boom! Going out in a square. Look at this shit. These are chem bombs. Something comes along in a line here and goes boom, 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 boom. Look at these all at once. Evenly spaced plumes of chemical catalysts in your skies, making chemical trails of clouds. Dave Brooks, these are chemtrails. Read it and weep. Whether you like it or not, that's a big-ass EMF beam influencing your weather. Like it or not, I can pick it up here in this cloud image right here. Look at it. Look at it, Dave. Chemtrails in your skies. Chemtrails in your eyes. Chemtrails suck, chem bomb sucks, and gatekeeping my language sucks. Unsuck this shit, or you're just gonna suck it up, buttercups. Peace